Hi, I'm Chuck Colson with this week's 2-Minute Warning. One of the greatest prophets of modern times was born 100 years ago this year. His clarion call for Christians to get out of the pews and engage the culture is as important today as it was 50 years ago when he first burst onto the scene. Of course, the prophet I'm talking about is Francis Schaeffer. It's hard for you to imagine what the evangelical world looked like before Schaeffer. Thanks to men like Carl Henry, evangelicals had begun in the 1940s to emerge from their self-imposed post-Scopes trial cultural exile. But their effort to engage the larger culture was unrefined, lacked focus, and that was on their good days. Sometimes they became part of the problem, as when my denomination, the Southern Baptist Convention, came out in favor of liberalized abortion laws. Schaeffer changed all of that. Even his appearance, his trademark knickers and often straggling hair and his goatee and intense scowl screamed change. But far more important than his appearance were his words. He taught a generation of Christians how to put our culture and its practices in context. In other words, he taught them the importance of worldview. It was Schaeffer who taught evangelicals about the dangers of relativism. Schaeffer who helped us understand that Christianity isn't only about doctrinal truth, but about what he called true truth, the authoritative account of reality. This truth is knowable, and without it, we cannot begin to understand, much less change, the culture. Another thing Schaeffer taught us was the preeminence of the life issue to a Christian worldview. In works like Whatever Happened to the Human Race, Schaeffer, as my late friend Richard J. Newhouse once said, helped bring evangelicals and Catholics together on the picket lines at the abortion clinics. The result was an emphasis on the importance of the imago Dei in our cultural witness, an emphasis that lies at the very heart of my work. In fact, I'm deeply indebted to Schaeffer for the huge impact he had on me over the years. And you can read about this. Check out this month's Christianity Today, where Dr. Timothy George and I write about the Schaeffer legacy and his influence on us. Of course, there's still much to do to carry on Schaeffer's work. In fact, if he were here today, I guarantee you, he'd be loudly decrying the church's complacency, our comfortable sanctuaries, our retreat from the culture. So what are we to do? Well, number one, read his works, study his work. We have books and resources for you at colsoncenter.org. Second, get out of the pew and engage the culture. I know Schaeffer would have been 100% behind the Manhattan Declaration, the clearest call ever issued by Christians to defend the sanctity of human life, traditional marriage, and religious freedom. Go to manhattandeclaration.org, sign the declaration, and work as hard as you know. We've got to support it. We've got to get all kinds of people behind it. We have a lot of suggestions at manhattandeclaration.org, and in fact, we'll be launching a major campaign soon to promote the Manhattan Declaration. I'll keep you up to date in the weeks to come. Let's take to heart the teachings of Francis Schaeffer, and what better way to celebrate the legacy of Schaeffer than to promote and defend true truth in the culture. I'm Chuck Colson. That's this week's 2-Minute Warning.